Y'all, good morning. I'm coming to y'all with a fresh message per usual, and I gotta say it the way it was received because it was so awesome. So it was about your openings, right? What are yours? Now, the thing that I love most about this message is because it starts with your belief in your thought system, right? The way that we think and the way that we feel about ourselves and the things that we feed our mind are usually the way that we show up in the world, right? But what God wants us to do is to understand that the greatest attack in our lives always is going to be the attack from the enemy. He knows that God created us and he preordered our steps before we ever set foot on this earth. Before we were conceived in our mother's womb, God knew us, and the enemy knows that, right? So he uses things like in the book of Genesis when he tricked Eve into eating from the apple tree, and he allowed for her to be tricked and swayed away from what God wanted for her and Adam in this life. But that's okay because God still gave them grace even in the midst of it all. So let's pivot it back to our lives. The greatest attacks that we're ever under are the attacks of the enemy. But God wants us to understand that no matter how many times the enemy tries to come for us, there is a God that sits high and looks low. And as long as we cleave and turn to him to give us redirection and guidance in our lives to fight and withstand the attacks of the enemy, we will be okay. But like I said, it starts with your thought process. It starts with your intentionality. And how do you determine that this is not okay and I'm going to allow an opening for God to enter my life due to knock me off course? Once you do that, the push is where you have to start moving in. Now, the push was the greatest part of this message because whatever season, and this is for someone that's listening, so listen good. Whatever season it is that you're in, someone is struggling with something. Someone has the weight of the world built on their shoulders and they feel like they just can't find an out. It feels like the enemy attacks are coming from everywhere. It feels like you can't think, you can't focus, you can't find a way out. But listen to me, my loves. God used me as a vessel to send this message to you for you to understand. Allow your thought process to pivot to him. Turn to him. Allow him to move and shake whatever it is that the enemy is doing in your life right now. Because this season and this push that you do is going to be the greatest push of your life. And if you can turn to him and trust in him in this season, my loves, the next one is going to be where your breakthrough lies. So if you are right at the cusp of giving up, my loves, just hold on. God is downloading in my spirit for someone to understand that he is here. He just is waiting on you to call on him. All you have to do is call. Once you call, let him do the work and let him move you from where you are, because this push is going to be the greatest push of your life and your harvest is on the other side. I hope this message helps someone. I'll talk to you guys soon.